If you're new to our channel, we spend our weekends at our off-grid cabin digging a tunnel into the hillside through solid rock. That might sound crazy, but the craziest part is, we're doing it just for fun. Hope you enjoy. So we're back up here again at the tunnel. What a beautiful day. It's been so hot the last few days that you couldn't do anything outside. But today is a nice cool breeze. Looking forward to getting in the tunnel, see what we can get done. So we actually got up here the night before last, but it was just so hot yesterday. So sticky, it was like 33 degrees Celsius and 2,000% humidity. So I wasn't in the mood to go digging. But anyways, let's get this tunnel open. Let's get the big light on in here to see what we're dealing with. So the first thing I want to get rid of today is this big slab of hard rock right here. It's kind of suspended in the middle of the tunnel. But to do that, I'm going to knock out some of this softer stuff up on top, just so I can get the drill a little more perpendicular into the surface of that, and hopefully split it away with some feather and wedges. So I'm going to hop right into the action, get that done. So it's actually going pretty good. It's kind of fun. Still a little warm. So I think I'm going to get the big jackhammer going and see if I can knock out a couple more of those chunks up on top of that ledge. So I do have to take it a little easier with the big jackhammer than I normally do. Not to overshare or anything, but a couple weeks ago I had a little bit of a heart incident. I felt the cold, clammy hand of death on the back of my neck. And so now I'm actually all hooked up. Got wires going everywhere. I'm hooked up to a heart monitor for the next week or so, just to see what's going on. So in the meantime, taking it a little bit easy, but still work to be done. So let's get to it. So the holes are drilled across this big boulder now for the feather and wedges. So it should be just a matter of tapping them in and the tunnel will practically dig itself. Let's give it a try. See, I've got my leg underneath the rock. That's to catch it. There we go. Try this. Oh, I heard crackage. Oh, it's broken. Oh yeah. Just like that. There we go. So those feather and wedges work pretty neat. If you wonder what happened to that rock, the carbide came off the end of the drill bit before I could get the hole deep enough for the feather and wedges to fit in there properly. But split this bigger one like nothing. These things are starting to rust out a little bit. Demolition Dave would be ashamed of me right now. It's actually just a box I 3D printed. It's holding up pretty well for being in a tunnel. So now I'm going to get out the big jackhammer again. Try to clean up that little ledge there where my gloves are sitting. Then we'll haul some stuff out of here and see what we got. So I got distracted by this piece of quartz right here. Something really goldish right there. And again right there. I'm going to see if I can knock a chunk of it out, bring it out of the tunnel and take a look at it. There's a little vein of something right there. It's in a tricky spot to get out. Seems to be between this chunk of really hard quartz and this piece of bedrock. Right up through here. This piece of quartz is super hard. Doesn't seem to want to break away. So try to put the jackhammer in here, see if I can pop it out somehow. Some more up in there. Warrants a deeper look anyways. I don't know what we got here. Gold is like true love. You think you see it everywhere until you find the real thing. Okay, back to our original plan. I'm gonna fire up Big Bertha here. Try to clean up some more of this edge. See what we can get accomplished. That's it for me. I hit my jackhammering limit for the day. I'm heading up to the cabin. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good Lord willing. Another beautiful morning out here. Humidity's all gone. Can't ask for any better. So before I start hauling out any muck, I'm actually going to go up there and put a stake in the ground so you guys can kind of get a better idea of how the tunnel fits into the hill. So the last trip up here, I actually plumbed up from the entranceway, measured back there fairly accurately. So that pink rag up there is the farthest extent of the tunnel. So the camera's kind of messing with the perspective a little bit. But there's probably about 7 feet of rock above the ceiling of the tunnel at the farthest point. I actually got a lot more muck down yesterday than I thought I would. It's going to take a bit to haul this out. But one thing I've learned, talking about it is not going to get it done. Here we go. So it's all cleaned out. I can't remember, it was 5 or 6 loads, but pretty good amount. Looks good in there. Let me take you in and show you what's going on. So here's what it looks like all cleaned up. See the fragmented stuff up on top? And this is that hard base rock. So I know it's a little hard to get perspective with the camera, but it's going up here basically on a 45. There's a bit of a split in it right there. You can kind of see where it has a fracture going down. But even this little ledge right here in front of it is super hard. The jackhammer can't scratch it. So you never know what's happening, but I'm assuming that rock, that angle is going to keep going up until it reaches the ceiling of the tunnel. I could be wrong. I've thought that before, and then we've been through the hard rock and back into softer stuff, so you never really know. But that's my theory as of now, is that it's eventually going to reach right up to the ceiling. So we had to figure out a way to get through it. For now, I've got a little bit of a plan. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean all this back, square and true as possible, as if the tunnel is going to keep going straight, back as far as we can safely while working over top of that rock. And then we get the whole surface of it exposed back as far as we safely can, like probably, I don't know, maybe 3 feet or 4 feet maybe. I'll get a bigger bit for the hammer drill, probably, I don't know, 7/8 or 1 inch or so. That's probably about as big as that little drill can handle. And I'll rig up a gravity fed little drip system to drip on the bit, keep the bit cooled down. We'll drill that rock full of holes and use grout for now. I'm going to order 1 5-gallon pail. It's about $200 worth, a little over $200 for shipping. We'll try that as one last experiment with the grout. See if it's feasible or not. It's a little expensive, but kind of out of other options as of right now. In the meantime, there's 2 quartz veins in the ceiling right here that still have me somewhat curious. So I'm going to try to dig into them as systematically as possible. They're pretty small, but they look like they have a lot of mineralization in them. So I want to check them out. Let me show you. So you've got this one right here. It's really rusty colored, really soft. It goes right up. Turns into a bigger vein up there. I've pointed out before, they're all connected, but you see right there some pyrites and stuff mixed in with it. Then you've got this back vein right here. Starts off kind of wide. They might connect up above there, I'm not sure. Then it goes up around. Connects up on the ceiling as well. So I don't know if these 2 veins are going to come together on top of this rock right here. You never know till we get in there. I'm going to try to work my way back into it so it doesn't get all mixed in with everything else. So people have been asking why I don't turn to the left or to the right to avoid this hard rock. And let me explain here what's going on. So if you remember earlier, we're obviously digging into the side of the hill. So I think this rock that's on a 45 right here, I think that's the base rock of the whole hill. So if you turn to the left or the right, you can basically dig along that angle, but it's not, you're not going to get around it like a boulder. It's actually the base of the hill, what the hill is made out of, and everything else is just a layer over top of that harder rock. And I could turn to the left and dig for a while, but then I'd be off my property probably in about 30 feet or so. And if I could dig to the right, I just turn a hard 90 and go, I would eventually come out at the road cut. So if I can master tunneling in through the harder rock, then the tunnel actually gets safer because you're less worried about stuff caving in or the walls coming in. Right now I'm fairly confident in the safety here. But that's the reason why I'm keeping it so narrow. It means the roof is less likely to cave in, and same with the walls. They're not very high. So I'm pretty confident right now with the safety level, but I wouldn't take it any wider. That's the reason why the tunnel is as narrow as it is. But if we can get into harder rock, we can start to expand a little bit, make it a little easier for working, a little more roomy. So yeah, as of now, our plan is to keep going straight forward. And I think I've explained everything as best I can for right now. Have any more questions? Leave them in the comments. I'll see what I can do. But I think I'm going to fire up the little jackhammer for a little bit, take down some of the ceiling. It's getting warm again. So I got a nice little pile of quartz there to play with. Knocked down a fair bit of muck again in a short time. Didn't see anything too exciting in this pile of quartz. but enough that it's worth bringing outside and breaking up a little bit and looking at it a little closer. But once again, guys, that's the end of the tunneling for this weekend. Thanks for watching. Take care.